These are the Sublimation Ready neoprene car coasters that I'm going to be using today. I'll have a link below for these. They are about 2 3/4 inches in diameter, so that's the size that we are going to be using. These are very inexpensive to make, so they have a high profit margin, and they're a great size that people can fit in a gift card. So they do sell quite well at craft shows. Since I sell these so inexpensively, I will typically just get my designs from Creative Fabrica. I don't usually create my own designs for these because I just don't have time. And they just, I want to be selling my tumblers and other things too. So I will also, some of my designs that I use on tumblers, I will put those on car coasters too, so that people can buy matching car coasters for a tumbler that they buy too. But as far as volume, these neoprene car coasters just, they sell, not as far as creating a lot of income from them. So that's why I like to go in and I will go into my Creative Fabrica All Access account. I'll put a link below for that. And I'll just type in sarcastic or animals or something fun that I want to do. And as you can see, there are so many choices to pick from here. So I did download a bunch of these already. And then I also downloaded some of my own designs that I already have on Etsy to make it really quick. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to go and open a Word document. And then we are going to start adding these images to Word documents so that we can print them. So here I've opened a new Word document. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to layout here and I'm going to turn the orientation to landscape so that you can see it better here. And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so that you can see the whole page. Now I have some preset margins and I'm going to change that to 0. And I'm just going to keep this at an 8.5 by 11 for today. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert, and I'm going to insert pictures from this device. So I'm going to go into my downloads here that I just downloaded, and I am going to find some funny ones here that I have already downloaded. And I'm going to bring a few of these in. No coffee, no chalk. Touch my coffee. I'll just bring 2 in for now. And as you can see, it brought them in and they're quite large. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to go to this icon, which is the layout options. And I'm going to do the wrapping and through. And then I'm going to shrink this down so that I can get to the other one. And again, I'm going to do the same thing, wrapping and through. Let's see here. All right, so now I am also going to shrink this one down. And the reason that we want to do the wrap and through is so that we can move them around on the page. Now you can see up here, it's got the size. This is 3.08 by 2.56. And remember, our car coaster is 2.75. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to insert a shape, make a circle here. And I'm going to go over and I'm going to make this 2.75 by 2.75. We're just going to use this to show, what's going to fit. So now you can see this doesn't fit and this doesn't fit. So we want to make sure that this is fitting into on our car coaster. And we have to keep in the back of our mind all the time too, where that divot is going to be that is on that car coaster. So now I'm going to shrink this down. And I'm going to bring it here, and I'm going to see if I can bring it to the front, picture format, bring forward. There we go. Yeah, so that looks pretty good, pretty close there. So now I'm going to set that one up here, and I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to shrink it down and put it in here, bring it forward, and that I can stretch bigger. And that still looks like it'll give us plenty of room for that divot in there as well. I might shrink this one just a tad bit smaller. Now I'm going to bring in some more images. So I'm going to go to insert and picture again. And I'm gonna, don't do mornings. These are pretty much all chicken ones. So let's see. I run on coffee and sarcasm. We'll bring those two in. Let's see, a wrap and through. I'm gonna shrink it down here and get another one here. Bring it in. Looks pretty good there. Let's see. So, yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's find some other things besides chickens here. What else do I got here? Insert picture. I'll get some that I actually created and I have on Etsy. So I'll bring a couple of these in as well. Don't forget to do some for the guys too. I mean, a lot of times you'll see some really good ones for women and there aren't a lot of good ones for the guys. So this again is a woman one, but it's one of my designs. It says never underestimate a cranky woman. When we are mad, even the demons run for cover. But that one tends to sell pretty well. So I'm going to stretch this out here. And it seems a little too big on the top, so I'll make it a little smaller. Okay, I'm gonna set that one over to the side and see what else we can get. Insert picture. All right. I like this one for the guys riding dirty. Seems to be a real popular one. Again, I'll link to my Etsy shop for my designs as well. So let's see. Yeah, that seems like about right there. So I'm gonna do that one there. Insert, see if I can bring in a couple here at the same time. Let's see. This one, and this one, and this one. Let's bring them in. All right, so it should be bringing in 3 images. So first thing again, that wrap and through so that they can fit on the page and you can move them around. So I'm shrinking this one down and that looks pretty good there, a little bit bigger. Move that one and wrap and through. And then I can make this smaller and fit that in the circle. That looks pretty good, a little bit bigger here. Allow for that divot as well. That looks pretty good. What else do we have? Here, insert a few more things. I just like to have a really good selection so that people have a good opportunity to look them over. Now I'll just duplicate some of these. I'll see if I can find some more guy ones too. This one says kind of bougie, kind of broke. Make it a little bit bigger. Set that off to the side and insert again. I'll get some more that I have from Creative Fabrica here. I brought in these cute sloths. So just give me a second here and I will get them in here. I'll bring this one, this one, this one, insert. And here they come. Hopefully, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna again wrap and through, and I'll click on the other one, move him, shrink him down. Procaffeinating, cute. Okay. All right, just take that one over there. Here's another one, wrap and through. Natural born chiller. And these are some of the kids, you want to have designs that the kids will like too. I try to stay away from swear words. I know I see a lot of booths where they are using swear words. I just choose not to because I do try to make my booth when I do go to craft shows, I try to make it child friendly so that parents aren't too shocked when the kids are looking at things. Okay, let's see here. This is one of mine. Don't make me flip my heifer switch here. You can be sarcastic and fun without being nasty too. So, all right, I'll bring that one in. Insert picture, and then I'll show you how I print from Word. Here's another one, Cast All Your Anxiety. It's another good one. And then I will just duplicate a few of these so that we can get moving here so that I'm not holding you up all day. Wrapping through, moving in here. Oh, that can be quite a bit larger. All right, that's another one of my designs. Make it a little bit bigger there. That looks pretty good. All right, so now of course I'm going to get rid of this circle because we're not going to be printing that. So now I'm going to take a few of these and I'm going to duplicate them. So Control C, Control V, and I'm just going to pop them in here until I get my page filled up here. Control C, Control V, because that way we're not wasting any space. Let's see, cast all my fears can be moved out because these are PNGs. I do them with transparent backgrounds. So then you have plenty of room to put others in without getting in the way of the writing here. So now I can get this one almost in there. This one up a little bit. There we go. Move it over here. All right, so now this page seems pretty full, not too much wasted space. So now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to File here, and I'm going to go to Print. And this isn't the printer I'm using, so I'm using an Epson EcoTank 2760 that I've converted over to sublimation by adding sublimation ink. And it says offline here. That's important. I like to reiterate that when I'm talking about sublimation. The reason it shows offline is because I use a printer cable. You're going to want to use a printer cable for sublimation because if the Wi-Fi cuts out, you're going to get lines in your designs and nobody wants to be wasting paper and ink. So another thing I want to point out here is this line. This line is not going to be printed, but it shows you your printable area. So if anything were cut off, I would be able to see that and I could go back and move it so that I don't have part of my design cut off. So now I'm going to go into printer properties. I'm going to make sure I have premium presentation paper matte selected and high quality. Then I'm going to go under more options. And under image options, I like to use emphasize more and emphasize thin lines and then okay. And because we are doing sublimation with these, we always mirror our images for sublimation. I do have a couple videos where I have done things on glass or on cutting boards or something where I don't mirror my image. But rule of thumb, when you're using sublimation, you want to mirror your image and you want to make sure that you have high speed or bidirectional turned off because you will not get a high quality print when you are using that feature. So now I am going to go and print this and then we'll go from there. I'm using htvront 125 paper for this, and I am also going to be using heat resistant tape. And here is our images, just about done printing. While these designs were printing, I fired up my htvront auto heat press. That's what I'm going to be using today. So I turned it on to 385 degrees Fahrenheit and I set it for 35 seconds because that's how long we are going to be pressing these. And also you can see on the top there that I laid a slate. I'm using that for weight because after these neoprene car coasters are done and when they're hot, they will tend to curl. So I like to set something heavy on top of them to flatten them back out. You can use a book or whatever you want, but make sure it's something pretty heavy. Now I'm going to be trimming down my designs and I'm just using a regular scissors for that. But I also have my heat resistant gloves here because you are going to want to use something to protect your hands. Here are the designs all trimmed down and ready to be added to the car coasters. So I just simply lay the design on the car coaster, making sure that the print is on there, and then I lightly tape it in place. You may want to use protective paper on your press. I did not use it for this because I am not going to have any ink that's going to be getting on my press. So I didn't use any protective paper on the top or the bottom, but that's an option that you may want to use. So I'm going to be pressing these at 385 degrees Fahrenheit for 35 seconds. You can see I kind of staggered them around a little bit on my pressing mat. And I also added this, this is a silicone mat. It's a 15 by 15 that I added to the htvront auto heat press. I'll have a link below for that. This has turned that press into something incredible just by adding something as simple as this mat. And on the left here is right after I press these, and you can see they are starting to curl. So then I took the tape and the paper off. And then here you can see that I have the slate on them to flatten them back out. So I had 9 left, and I just pressed these all in one press. And here they are. You can see that they all flattened right back out. And then, like I said, I just throw these into a basket. And here is a closer view, just so you can see how crisp and clear these turned out. See links below for items that I've used in this video. And please like my video and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.